Welcome to the Elite Credit Mastery course, where you're going to learn how to build elite level credit, and not only how to build elite credit status, but also how to maintain that credit. Because to repair or even build your credit is not that difficult. The biggest thing here is being able to maintain that credit worthiness, right? If you can maintain that elite credit status level, you're going to be able to take advantage of a lot of the different things that the elite credit status allows you to do. So we're going to go ahead here and jump into the Elite Credit Mastery course outline. I'm going to go ahead and just walk through the different sections that we're going to cover. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into the actual content. So let's go ahead and jump in here to the Elite Credit Status Mastery course. Okay, so in section 1, this is where we're going to go into the Elite Credit Mastery course introduction. So some of the different things that we're going to cover in this particular section here is going to be the game of credit, understanding why credit is really just like a game and how we can actually play using some of the actual hidden tricks and tools and techniques that are not touted out there in the masses, right? There's a lot of different loopholes. There's a lot of different things that not the average person knows that you're going to learn so that you can take advantage of the credit game and actually be on the winner side, right? And then we're going to go over essentially why the rich get richer. So understanding what types of techniques, what types of strategies, and how the thinking process works for the ones that are making 6 figures, 7 figures, right? That own their own businesses, that understand, like myself, how to be able to leverage credit, how to be able to, utilize different things to get us in a better position so that we can maximize our credit, maximize all our rewards, and be able to maximize our life in general, right? Optimize it to the best of our ability. And then we're going to learn about the biggest secret of the rich. And essentially, this is something that a lot of people do out there in the marketplace as far as individuals being able to take advantage of taxes, being able to take advantage of higher credit limits. And we're going to talk about what specifically these individuals are doing and what this secret is really about. And then we're going to go into the cash flow quadrant. So I'm going to walk you through these 4 different areas, how they work, how you can move from one into the other, and what the importance is if you want to build some wealth, right? If you want to build wealth, if you want to get to that 6-figure, 7-figure mark, you got to be able to understand how these quadrants work and be able to move from one to the other depending on what you're looking to accomplish. And then we're going to walk through the power of compound interest. This is a huge deal here that unfortunately school does not teach us. So we're going to go ahead and walk through the power of compound interest, how that works, why you want to be able to use that to your benefit. And then finally, we'll walk through what is your end goal, right? We want to be able to have an understanding of what you're ultimately looking to accomplish with elite credit status, right? If you have, that 700 credit score and you can get pretty much any type of credit card you want, what do you want to do with that credit? What is your end goal? What do you want to accomplish? Are you looking to buy a house? Are you looking to buy property? Are you looking to, get into investments, right? You want to invest in the stock market, cryptocurrency, or do you want to maybe, let's say, start a business, right? And be able to, get those funds to be able to allocate to a specific business where you can grow, or maybe you already have a business, right? So we'll talk about how important it is for you to have an end goal. And then in section 2, we're going to talk about personal finance mastery. This is a huge section here because a lot of times, like I mentioned in the beginning, we can easily build up our credit. We can get it to that 700 mark, right? But what can we do to maintain that credit, right? Because the habits that, led us to getting that unfortunate low credit score, maybe there's something going on as far as our jobs. Maybe we lost our jobs. Maybe you had to close down your business, right? Whatever that may be, especially with the recent pandemic, right? There's a lot of different things that are going on right now. And we're going to be able to walk you through some of the different habits that you can actually attain through this course so that you don't make the same mistakes as previously. So you're not doing the same thing over and over again and, expecting to have and maintain your credit, right? Because there's a certain number of things that you must be doing with your credit in order to be able to maintain that credit worthiness, right? It's really about making sure that we're putting our best forward. Just think about if you are, let's say trying to go out there and meet somebody from the opposite sex, right? And you're going out on that first date. You want to be able to put out the best foot forward as far as you want to be able to dress to impress. You maybe want to go out there to a nice restaurant if you're a male, right? Take that, other person out to a nice, restaurant, nice place. So it's really about building up that perception through your credit worthiness that you are a qualified individual. You're somebody who takes their credit serious, and you then can be trusted with being able to get higher limit credit cards, getting larger credit lines, right? But first, it's really about being able to understand how can we maintain our credit after we built it up. So we're going to walk through some of the different rules of personal finance. What's the difference between assets and liabilities, the importance of each one of those, and then the psychology of debt, how debt, based off of maybe what you've heard in the past, maybe like Dave Ramsey or individuals like that think and talk about debt being something that is bad, where it's really not necessarily a bad thing if you're using it correctly and wisely to be able to purchase assets that are going to increase in value and actually are income producing, right? So we're going to talk about the good debt versus the bad debt. We're going to talk about making sure that your spending habits are being able to make it so that you're maintaining your credit worthiness. And then we're going to walk through some personal budget spreadsheets and some resources. And then in section 3, this is where we're going to walk through how to get elite credit status. So this section here is really giving you an understanding of how the FICO credit scores work, okay? And walking you through the differences between the FICO and the Vantage scores. Those are completely different. We're going to walk through the differences between those two and why the FICO is the most important type of scores that you need to be paying attention to. And then we'll walk through why you need elite credit status, how your scores are calculated, the different types of credit as far as the revolving, the installment, and then we'll walk through the various types of credit cards, secured, unsecured, what exactly does that mean? And then we're going to walk through the different credit card tiers, and then the building your credit foundation process. We want to be able to start out, let's say if you are somebody who maybe doesn't have very much credit, we'll walk you through, just like if you were brand new, how you would go about building up your credit essentially from scratch, the type of accounts you want to get, the best recommended accounts for you to start with, right? And we're going to walk through that step by step. And then finally in section 4, this is where we're going to walk into an introduction to business credit, because once you've built up your personal credit, right, you got that elite credit status, you're in that 700 club, now you're able to go and jump into getting high credit cards, right, credit card limits from actual banks and credit unions, right, financial institutions, and be able to get those higher credit limits because you're no longer getting these accounts for yourself, right? Because, how much can you do with, a $20,000 or $30,000 personal credit card, right? And not only that, if you're getting these cards on your personal credit, then they're going to be showing up on your personal credit report. So we're going to talk about how you can get access to business credit, leveraging your personal credit, and then not have any of these cards actually on your personal credit report, right? So you can have a ton of different cards, up to 6 figures or even more in different types of credit that is not showing up on your personal credit that you're going to be able to leverage and get because of how great your personal credit is, right? Because you've reached that elite credit status. So we're going to walk through how to set up your business credit correctly, how to be able to, get actual business credit cards, right? And then we're going to walk through the business credit bureaus, and then ultimately the importance of having a corporation or an LLC for you moving forward. So I'm excited for you to get started, and we'll see you on the next one.